Now we'll move to the Labor Relations Committee.
Thank you. The committee met this afternoon with an opportunity to the ongoing negotiations, and following a long series of negotiating sessions, it became advisable to seek mediation, not mediation. Both parties agreed to the mediator. The date is set for March 7th, and if anyone who's interested is able to attend, since it's an open process. So if you're interested, please do come. We look forward to a mutually agreeable resolution to this long process. That's my report for today. Pleased to make it.
Is there any old business or any new business? If not, the board will take any comments from the public at this time. The board will not respond to comments made, and speakers are limited to 2 minutes. Please.
You want to block that camera. Good evening. My name is Bick Treut. I'm a Communication Studies professor and VP of our Faculty Federation. Our president is on sabbatical, so I'm filling in with her duties, and it's kind of a daunting task. I'm not really a labor guy, but here I am. Most of our faculty are now working class people, formerly middle class, but not in the communities of Hunterdon and Somerset counties. And we are now at impasse with you after months of frustrating negotiations. You know this as well as I do, that people who go into public service do so because their missions are altruistic. We take lower salaries than private for-profit workers, but get good benefits and a pension. That's what having your heart in your work is all about. It's a labor of love. Taking money off the backs of workers used to be politically expedient. But guess what? Public opinion has changed. Just think about what the Iowa and New Hampshire primaries, the plight of Governor Christie, and the rapidly waning influence of business as usual politics means. You cannot keep taking money from the people who produce the product. We, the faculty, are why you make revenues and profits, and RVCC is in the black. This board and this federation know that the paltry offer presented to our faculty reflected the board's perspectives on the political realities of recent past. It isn't about economics, it's about politics. But these perceptions are fading fast. The working and middle class woke up. There are voices that are listening to people that are resonating with them big time. And our students represent the non-elite, and they support us. New Jersey Transit's about to strike because workers pay $600 a month in health care. Parsippany teachers are working to their contract for similar reasons. The same thing's happening here, but we don't have steps or other means for annual increases in pay to offset health care costs. Chapter 78 has sunset. Help us make up for the 7 to 10% loss in pay each of us is gifted to this college since Governor Christie's misguided, non-negotiated initiative kicked in 4 years ago. The last offer we received was actually a surprise and backpedaled from earlier understandings of how the process was moving forward. Particularly considering this faculty's tireless dedication to the success of this institution, I think the only benefit that this process has realized is to pay the board's attorney. We have lots of speakers here tonight, students and faculty, who will amplify the following message. Where is this college without its faculty? Thank you for your time. I greatly appreciate it.
Good evening. My name is Patti Kletz. I'm chair of the Business and Public Service Department, and I'm associate professor of business here at the college. I've taught here full-time for 11 years, and during that time there's not been one contract that hasn't been that's been settled quickly, easily, or without getting shirts and having to battle every step of the way. I feel there's a disconnect between the Board of Trustees and the college. You can't know all we do by just sitting on the stage at graduation. We don't just teach classes. We work with students in and out of the classroom giving of ourselves as best we can to help them meet their goals, whatever those goals may be. The faculty, staff, and students are the heart of this institution. I implore you to have a presence at our events. Come to an Honor Society induction. See the joy in our students' faces. See the pride beaming from their parents. Come to an art gallery opening and hear the artists speak. Check out our students' work at Nota Bene. Get to know us and appreciate the work we do. We love what we do. We pour ourselves into it, and we want to be treated fairly. The average public employee contract last year settled at 2.5%. The cost of living was over 2%. Every non-union employee at this college has already received a 2% raise this year, but we're being asked to accept 1.75%, which just doesn't seem fair. And it's not as if the college doesn't have the money. Since August 2013, the Board of Trustees passed resolutions setting aside over $2 million in surplus funds. Additionally, the unrestricted fund balance went up by $500,000. According to the last census, our counties are the 4th and 8th wealthiest counties by median household income in the country. Yet RVCC ranks last in faculty salaries among the counties that surround us. Middlesex, Morris, Union, and Mercer all pay their faculty better than RVCC. For us to receive comparable pay to the counties that surround us, each of us would have to get a $7,000 raise. To catch up with Middlesex County, we would need a 22.8% raise. What they offered us was 1.75. I don't know if the board was aware of this, but we're not far apart at the table. It wasn't a lot of money. Dragging this on will only end up costing the college multiple times what it would have taken to settle. This doesn't benefit the college, it doesn't benefit the students, it doesn't benefit the faculty. It only benefits the attorney handling this. This is a waste of taxpayer money. You all have the power to put an end to this and give us a fair contract. Thank you.
Hi, how are you this evening? My name is Alexa Offenhauer, and I've been an adjunct and a full-time temporary instructor with the English department since 2009. And I wanted to give you a little bit of a slice of life of what it's like on our side. So I want to tell you about Crazy Monday. Last semester, I taught a 7 a.m. class 4 days a week. So on Mondays after my alarm went off at 5:30 and I got to my 7 o'clock class, then I taught my 8 o'clock class. Then at 1 p.m., I taught a class at the Edna Mann Correctional Facility, which is the women's state prison, as part of the, as you know, wonderful RVCC collaboration with the NJ STEP program. That class ended at 2:20, and by 2:50, I was on a bus into Manhattan, where I took the one train up to 120th Street to Teachers College, Columbia University, and attended 2 classes, this time as a student. I caught the 9:50 bus home, and then my husband picked me up at the bus stop at 11 p.m. On Tuesday morning, my alarm went off at 5:30 so that I could get back into the classroom at 7 a.m. So why am I telling you all of this? Because I think that Crazy Monday is important. Crazy Monday is what teaching and scholarship sometimes looks like. It's hard, and it's draining, and it's energizing, and sometimes it feels like magic. Teaching here, working with students who sometimes against all odds come to college to learn, to improve their lives and stretch their intellectual capacity is amazing every day. Teaching inside the prison is no less than an honor, for the students inside demand more of themselves and thus of their professors than is possible to put into words. Obviously, that I'm able to attend one of the best schools in the world for my field is a privilege beyond measure. I'm telling you this not because I'm different from the faculty standing around me, but because I'm the same. In fact, they are my inspiration. They're so incredibly invested in teaching and learning that it is infectious. Because of them, because of their dedication, RVCC is truly a learning community. I know that everyone in this room is invested in the mission of community college, and that we all understand that a passionate, dedicated faculty is at the core of that mission. and that the reason we want to settle the contract is so that we can focus on our real work, the work of teaching and scholarship, knowing that our work is truly valued by the entire college. Thank you.
Good evening, my name is Andrea Bamford and I am a Communication Studies major. I am chapter president of the Phi Theta Kappa Honor Society and I also serve on the Disciplinary Review Board. Today, I stand before you a disappointed student because I learned that my professors are being treated unfairly by way of an inexcusable contract. I am an international student living by myself in this country. My entire family is home in Ghana, West Africa. There have been and are so times when life gets so tough, I ask myself, what am I doing here? Life would be so much easier with my family in Ghana. But then I found another family here at RVCC. From Danya Collins in UF to Greg DeSantis in advising and counseling. It is my history professor, Carl Lindskoog, who motivates me to critically analyze American history and draw my own convictions. It is my communication professors, Bick, Treut, Sarah Bamford, and Mark Bezanson, who sparked my love to study human interaction. And it was my microbiology professor, Derek Weber, who introduced me to the microscopic world of cells yesterday. It is Professor Kathy Sook, who has partnered with the Association of Retarded Citizens to educate mentally challenged and intellectually disabled children. It is these special individuals, amongst others, who continue to invest in my dreams and in the dreams of my peers. They motivate me to keep going despite all of my hardships. Because of their passion for education, I am inspired to make a dent in this universe and never to give up. So you can imagine my disappointment to learn that these same people who have become my family in lieu of my biological family are treated poorly by an institution that I truly cherish. It is appalling that the people who do the heavy lifting of educating young minds like myself are also burdened with the task of fighting for what they deserve. Hunterdon and Somerset counties are the 4th and 8th wealthiest counties in the United States of America. Why is it then our faculty paid less than the faculty in surrounding counties? If we are indeed in the black financially, then there should be no reason why they can't be offered fair contracts. Let us not wait for threats of leaving before taking action. Students are the heart of this school, but faculty are the soul. And as I have been taught to stand up for what I believe in, I stand here today in support of my RVCC family. As a proud student of RVCC, I humbly ask that the college take action now, because the faculty of RVCC are educated, dedicated, and effective people who are making a difference in the lives of students like myself. Thank you.
Hey, I'm Jess. I didn't think I'd be talking today, but this whole topic makes me too mad not to say something. So, I'll tell you a little story. It's short. Beg your indulgence. A few years ago, I started here at RV, and I had some negative connotations about community college, as many people do before they start. I thought, maybe this meant I was, less of a driven student. I thought maybe this meant something about my intellectual capabilities, something about my motivation was wrong, something I was doing was wrong. But then, not even halfway through, a few days into my first semester, I realized that I was wrong. Because the professors here are so good. I was shocked. I thought, man, everyone here must suck. But no, everyone here is really good. It's completely the opposite of what I thought. And I am by no means an exemplary student. I'm sure you couldn't tell. It was one of those things that, I've been in and out of school because it's true, I don't know what I want to do with my life. But the thing that makes me keep coming back is the fact that I know that when I'm here, I'm gonna get to talk to and learn from some amazing people. And the first thing I do every time I come back to school, well, every time, it's only been 2 times, but still. The first thing I do is find out, oh, hang on, is John Cleary still here? He better be, because if not, that would suck. Who am I going to talk to, And, you know, it's just, I hear these things about these advertising campaigns, these billboards, and don't get me wrong, I know advertising is important. Business is cool. Business is important. You gotta advertise. However, I ask you, what is the more, I don't know, heartfelt, or what is a more relevant advertisement? A billboard, or me sitting down with my friend who's younger than me, who doesn't know what they're going to do with their life, and telling them, look man, it's okay to go to RV because you're going to get some really great professors, and you're going to get you're going to understand yourself more after your first semester there than wasting your money at something you don't know if you want to do. And so, you know, just why aren't we paying these people what they deserve? It doesn't make logical sense to me. I don't get it. Maybe I'm missing something. I don't know. That's all I got.
Hello, how are you all doing today? My name is Sam Shapiro, and I drove 40 minutes here today, not because the food is the best. Yeah, we all know. Not because I was like, I want a really good bathroom to find, or not because I saw a billboard. It's because the first thing as a student is, I don't know if you know this website, it's called Rate My Professors. Yeah, it's where students like me, like all of us, go and rate our professors because we want to know how they're doing and how it is. I came here, not Middlesex, to drive 40 minutes because I looked at each professor and how good things they said and how well they taught. And then I came here. Coming from transferring from a 4-year college to here, I was like, oh, county college, whatever. Coming here, I have never had more support in my life. Coming with a person who was classified for ADHD and a disability, I was expecting nothing. From each professor coming to the day I came in, helping me work, helping me strive for a goal, giving me passion, because I see the passion in them, to the passion to teach, the passion that they enjoyed every day. And to find out that they're not being paid fairly, coming from me, that hurts. That hurts that I have to walk into a class and they're still giving 110%, even though they're not getting 110%.
Hello, I'm Charlie Bondhus, assistant professor in the English department. Everything that's been said so far I think has been true, and the thing that gets to me is that this is not the first time it has been said by students or by faculty. This is my 6th year here, and I think this is the 4th time I've come before the board with my colleagues and with the students to say the exact same things that are being said here today. So I will repeat myself once again. In addition to teaching here, I am a poet, an award-winning writer. I was my 3rd poetry manuscript is one of 27 finalists out of 900 submitted manuscripts for the University of Wisconsin Poetry Book Prize. I am also publishing in premier literary magazines in the country, and I am trying to take all this and use what I'm getting from being in the poetry world and bringing it to my creative writing class, bringing it to my students. My class of 34 creative writing students this semester, from whom I collect 10 poems, 3 stories, 6 response papers, and 2 reflections, as well as drafts of all of those things. I am doing the best I can to bring together the world of the classroom and the world of what's outside, the professional world. And I have no complaints. I'm thrilled that I have 34 creative writing students. I'm thrilled that there are that many students who want to write and want to learn how to write well. But I feel that we need to be treated with more respect as the professionals that we are, not only for our own sake, but also for the students. What message is being sent to students when education and the accomplishments of scholarship, artistic accomplishment, game design, scientific pursuits, whatever else, are not being valued in dollars and cents and in respectful discourse? I appreciate your time here today, and I hope that we do not have to continue to have this conversation year after year whenever a contract comes up. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Andrea Vaccaro, and I teach English as a second language.
I'm doing a program review, actually, of our ESL program here at the college. And every time I find out more metrics and more statistics, the more I realize how amazing our students are. The students who are finishing the ESL program are coming ahead of their first-time, full-time peers in almost all the major classes, English 1, accounting, all the typically high-volume courses in this institution. And I know that that success is based in part on the dedication of the program and the faculty running it. I run an ESL program with only 3 full-time people, and that's very difficult. I mean, I have well more than 4 office hours a week. My students come drop by any time. They know my schedule on the door. They practically text message me if they could. I have a take a number system, like I'm a deli counter, because I'm handling so many issues. And these are issues like reference letters. These are issues like interpersonal issues, like my student has a kid who's not being treated fairly in the public school. They don't have the language skills to advocate for their own student, for their own child. I mean, these are major things. I advise over 100 students a semester. And I'm very proud to be part of this student success. I'm proud to be part of this school. I'm proud to wake up every day and come to this school. I'm very proud to work here. I believe it's a wonderful place. I would like to see you all use your leadership to resolve this issue ASAP, to continue me feeling proud to work here. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Tiffany Calvert. I'm a representative from the Visual and Performing Arts Department. And I got tenure just the other day. Just tenure. But I would rather be doing something else tonight, and I would rather be talking to the board in a very different tone than this one. I've taught at Raritan Valley Community College since 2005, 5 years as adjunct faculty and 5 years as full-time. In those 10 years, I've had the privilege of teaching Raritan Valley's diverse student body. I have a national exhibition history. My work is collected in public and private collections. I have a vibrant studio practice. My art is brought directly into the classroom to my students in a way that I feel is equal to any four-year college, and that access is vital to them transferring into their future careers. I teach 2D design, color theory, drawing 1, drawing 2, figure drawing, painting 1, 2, 3, and 4. And some digital media in there too. In the first 5 years, I taught as an adjunct faculty member. I've taught 4 to 5 classes a year here. And in 5 years total, I earned $63,000 gross. That's before my federal, state, and local taxes, and I didn't get any health care coverage. In my second 5 years, I have taught about 9 classes a year usually, and I've earned about $274,500 total. That's again before taxes have been taken out, before my health care contributions have been taken out. In a decade of service to Raritan Valley, I've earned $337,500 about to teach almost 1,000 students in that time. That's about $355 a student per semester, or if you take all those taxes and contributions out, maybe around $270 a student a semester for advising, teaching, direct contact, guidance, professional advising. My husband has been an adjunct faculty member here for 11 years. He has an international exhibition history. He's written about in art textbooks. And he's earned about $130,000 in 11 years of service here. So my family, including my 7-month-old daughter, who's at home getting put to bed by her dad, earn about 1 1/3 incomes for 2 full-time working parents. What I would really want to do, what I really want to be is a professor. I've always wanted to be a professor. I admired my professors very much. I strive to be as good as they were. It's a passion for me. But what I would really like is a board that knew that about me, loved that about me, and knew that I earned the income that I'm asking for. Thank you.
Good evening, I'm Deborah Corbett, psychology professor. I've been here for 39 years.
probably more than anyone except Mr. Bateman beats me. And just today at around 3 o'clock, I was in the executive offices and ran into Dr. McVicker, where we were talking about the prison program, which I coordinate, and an upcoming graduation. And we were just chatting, and I felt so warm and so welcomed and interested. And as Tiffany said, I'd much rather be engaged with board members talking about things of intellectual and social importance. We have new faculty here, as Charlie said, who I realize I've been here so long. I remember years when we just settled contracts. And I have junior, new colleagues here, 4, 5, 6 years, who tell me, oh, really? This is all we've known. It's like every year. I'm a little old to be putting on t-shirts, and my t-shirt marching days were a long time ago, but I will wear this every day if I need to in order to help get across our point. There's that saying, oh, it's not personal, it's just business, and that's wrong. It is all personal. It feels personal. It feels like you don't think we're doing a good job, that you don't think we deserve a salary. And I'm not talking, I'm at the top of your scale or closer to it, but I have colleagues that really, really are struggling for just the basics. And we can't wait for all of us to just get old enough to retire to free up some money. But the idea is, I know the healthcare issue was not of your making. That happened in Trenton. But we also know there is something that you could do to help alleviate, at least for a lot of my junior colleagues, to take the onus of that burden away from them, so that every year, even with whatever percent we will wind up getting, and we will settle this at some point, I'm assuming, that you see your salary goes down every year. And do you want to be leaders of an institution where the people who work for you, that you can proudly go into meetings and say, our workers, their salary declines every year. I am tremendously proud to be here. I have lived here my entire life as an adult, and I bleed green. And so I hope that, I know you care also for the college deeply, or you wouldn't be volunteering your time for it. And I hope we can come to an agreement and put this behind us and get on with our work. Thank you.
My name is Loretta Fois. I'm the director of the dance program here at RVCC. And unlike Corbett, I'm not at the top of the scale. My pay has decreased every year. I have 3 children at home. My oldest son's a freshman here. And my daughter, who's 16, looks forward to coming here in another 2 years. I work in the arts building, the oldest building on campus. And there are a number of things that I do there and my dance adjuncts that, as Alexa was saying, it's crazy Monday kind of every day. Things that you wouldn't really, maybe you don't know we do. Weekend rehearsals. We don't get paid for weekend rehearsals. We don't get paid for any rehearsals. But students want us to do something, we do it for them. Rehearsing them for upcoming auditions, whether it's at Mason Gross, Montclair State, Ryder, School of the Arts. They need an audition piece. My faculty and I are there to work on that specific solo for them. Outside events. Somerville Downtown Arts has a show, as a kind of a performance festival over the summer. Yes, I come in over the summer. I rehearse my students so that they're ready to do pieces, and then I take them to the festival and they perform. There's no extra pay in that. I'm supposed to be off over the summer. I'm not getting paid over the summer. And other local events and college. American College Dance Conference, which is coming up, yes, during spring break. I will be at Brockport University with 15 dancers as they are taking classes and performing one of the student pieces from this college that was in a concert recently. I value my art very much. 2011, there were 19 fellowships given out in this state. 5 of them, including myself for choreography, were from Raritan Valley. I was very fortunate to get a scholarship, to get a fellowship that year. And 2 years later, I believe John Sickle, correct me if I'm wrong, Tiffany, and John Sickle, because they do dance one rotation, music another kind of thing. So you've had there are a lot of artists and artist educators working in that building. I'm recently working with Department of Ed, revising their core curriculum content standards. So I offer a lot of my services on a volunteer basis for advisory committees at Hunterdon, Somerset, Somerville High School, Matheny School now. These are all, again, not things that we additionally get paid for. I did used to teach high school, and that would be the case. You take something on, you get extra pay for it. College doesn't work that way. We do it because we love our students, because we love our art. And the last thing I want to say is that I don't know if you're aware that this college is only one of 2 programs in the state that offers an AFA in dance. It's us and County College of Morris. So we have students, it's not a big dance program, but we have students coming from a distance because there is no other AFA in this state except for County College. And as always, I will welcome all of you to come to our events. The RVCC emails that we all send out, myself for dance, John Sickle, Tony Strong for music, Dennis Russo for theater, goes to each and every one of you, and I am hopeful that someday we will see you at one of those events. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. I'm George Rasari from Kenya. I came to US in 2009, and I joined RVCC 2010, which means statistically, I'm the oldest student here. In fact, I thank the Board of Trustees for the time you've given our professors and the students to talk to you. I'm very surprised to hear what I've heard from my fellow students and my professors. To my professors, I do think that you know that the members of the Board of Trustees also are once students, and they know all those things we've talked about. I'm very surprised to have heard all that I've heard. But things are not lost. I have my president here. I have so many other friends here as students, and any other person working in this compound. They are very dedicated because RVCC is one of the best colleges in New Jersey. In fact, when I came, I was living in Roselle, those sides of Elizabeth. I asked them the best school I could go to, the best college. They told me RVCC. It's 1.5 hours to reach here. I decided to migrate to this place because of what I heard from many people. So for us, yesterday is a coincidence. Yesterday when I was talking to my kids, they were asking me why I could not be a teacher, yet my mom and dad were teachers. I told them I could not master all the names of the students every semester. Another thing I told them, I could not keep on talking every day. These are what our professors are doing here. I've had over 10 professors in my classes. In fact, I'm graduating this May, and I'll miss RVCC dearly. In summary, let us come together. This is just a request. Me as a student, I don't, and I will not believe it, that I leave this compound when my teachers, or professors, students are crying because they are less paid. In fact, nobody in New Jersey can imagine that at RVCC of all the places, the professors are still underpaid. I'm very surprised, but as I see the faces here, I can say, the very talented and very excellent people sitting around us here now, you will do something. I've heard that they were talking about Now is the 5th time they are talking about this thing, which means if you cannot do it now or this year, then no any other year you do it. Mr. Chairman, no any other year you do it. Let us make our professors very happy in this institution so that we as students, we will always be happy. When I go to where I'm going now, I will be very, very happy to come back and receive my teachers very smiling. But not only teachers, I've had so many other friends here doing great job. In fact, let us form a policy where every year we appreciate our teachers and everybody working in this institution. Let us get that momentum so that even as students we can see that, oh, our teachers are being appreciated before we come to even the salary. Thank you very much. And I know by the grace of the Lord, today as we speak and as we finish everything today, everything is going to be changed and God will bless you abundantly. Thank you very much.
Hi, my name is Dempsey, Assistant Professor and Instructional Services Librarian. I apologize for my voice, but this is very important. So I am here, sick as a dog and 37 weeks pregnant, to get this message across. I've been at RVCC for 8 years, and I consider myself very lucky to be part of this faculty. Many people don't understand the idea of a librarian faculty, so I want to give you an example of what that means to our students. RVCC, and this is probably something you don't even realize, is one of fewer than 10 institutions in New Jersey, community colleges and four-year schools included, that has a program in place to make sure students who graduate with our degree have received a learning outcomes-based sequence of instruction in information literacy. And this might not mean a lot to you, but it's very important to employers, which is is something to remember. As a librarian faculty member, I work closely with classroom faculty to make sure that our students are well prepared to be successful in our information overloaded society. And our students who transfer to Rutgers have received more formal preparation in research and information literacy than their colleagues who have started at Rutgers, because I am dedicated to my students' success in my area of expertise, just like all these other faculty you've heard tonight. So now I'll tell you the other reason I'm here. I commute 80 miles every day. See, and this is the problem with hormones, to bring my best to our students, because I can't afford to raise my family in these two very wealthy counties that I serve. I know that employers and employees alike are feeling the struggle, especially of healthcare costs. I recognize that. It's a reality we all face. And I know this very personally, because as of January 1st this year, I saw an additional $70 being taken out of my paycheck, every paycheck, to cover my family's healthcare costs. Even if I had received a 2% salary increase in July, as our vice presidents and deans did, that would have amounted to $68 per paycheck. So if I had received a 2% increase in July when our contract expired, I would still be losing money. Because we haven't settled, I'm losing even more money every paycheck. We're not asking for substantial gains in these negotiations. The faculty are merely asking that you work with us so that we just lose a little bit less than we have been and not increase our workload and upset a very delicate life-work balance that many of us are trying to achieve. Thank you.
Just a moment.
My name is Dan Aronson. I've been a full-time professor of economics here for over 30 years. At the November 2014 board meeting, I said that I had been working very hard trying to bring about a contract that would benefit all sides. Notice that if all sides stand to gain, it should be distinctly easier to reach an agreement. We could be better deal makers than Donald Trump. My views are my own, but an impressive number of my colleagues have gone on record for my newspaper columns endorsing my approach. It would make sense for you to explore the possibilities. To do that, you'd have to withdraw the notice of impasse. But you've done that before. If you were to do it again, really, you'd have nothing to lose and a lot to gain. Mr. Chairman, a word to the wise should be sufficient. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Gwen Kane, and I'm an associate professor in the English department. And unlike my very lucky colleagues who teach all the artists that they're talking about, I teach our non-credit developmental class every semester. So what I did today was look up our mission statement. And I want to just take a couple of phrases from that because I think these are really important. The first thing is that we are an open admission institution with high standards. I face students with major challenges in my ICRC class every day. And I come in here and I have students who move from that non-credit developmental class sometimes into English 1 in one semester. That's an amazing statistic. I face 17 students this semester, 5 of whom are repeating this class, 2 of whom have major challenges, and 2 more who had a real discipline problem where I had to go for help in advising this semester already. You know what? That's not on record anywhere. The kinds of things that we see in the classroom every day. So that was, okay, open admission, high standards. We provide for student success and we support personal growth. Many of my students in that developmental class never even finish their developmental studies here. They're simply not able to maintain the discipline and the intellectual development to do it. But they leave here with some kind of personal growth behind them. They leave here able to maybe function at a job more effectively than they did before they came here. And if I can provide that for those students and still drive to work with a smile on my face, that's pretty amazing because I'm challenged every day in that room. My gift is to give myself an elective or an English 2 every once in a while. But I teach this ICRC semester after semester. The thing that is most impressive to me about our mission statement is this, and this is an exact quote. A healthy college community depends on integrity and respect. Not just for our students, not just for all of you, but for us. My salary too has gone down tremendously in the past 4 years. And you know what? I got a promotion from assistant to associate professor in that time. And I'm making less money now than I was 4 years ago. I don't live in Somerset or Hunterdon counties either. I live in Middlesex County. And my taxes just went astronomically high. I don't know how I'm even going to stay in Middlesex County. So Somerset and Hunterdon are far out of my reach. So I just want to say, in all honesty, I live our mission every single working day. I want to ask you, what's your mission?
Hey, how you guys doing? My name's Ryan. I'm a sophomore here. I'm a liberal arts major, focused on history. So I'm here today because, hold on a second, let me get my thoughts together. It's my belief that the work that's being done here at this institution is incredibly invaluable and essential to society as a whole. And you can't really quantify the value of education. Our professors provide us with knowledge, which is such a fundamental and essential thing to any productive member of society. And they just give it to us, and they never ask for anything in return. And excuse me. And I value what they've given to me so much. Professor Lindskoog and Professor Hepburn especially, they have been a friend to me, and every time I go into their class, I'm exposed to new thought-provoking ideas that help me grow as a person. And in spite of that importance and that value, they still continue to be mistreated and underpaid and undervalued. And that's frankly embarrassing. And I would be embarrassed if I was sitting where you're sitting. So that's my 2 cents on the issue. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Monique Sempertegui. It's my second year here at RVCC. I actually took a break this past fall semester for something personal. I actually fell through. But during this time, I had time to reminisce about my first year here, which was spent taking 5 classes and also being the president of the education club here at RVCC, which is currently still alive. And I'm very proud of that actually. And thinking about it, I realized that there were only 11 students in this club. And that was considered the biggest turnout that club has seen in years. And I would like to think that the reason that that is because the idea of being a teacher has been given a bad reputation for students. And it is because of this issue of unfair pay and unequal contracts. And I would just like to personally see this changed so I will never have to wear a shirt like this in my career ever. Because I want to be a teacher still no matter what. It is a hard job. It is one of the hardest jobs I have seen. And just coming back here this spring semester, I have considered whether or not I wanted to still be a teacher, but I would be lying to you if I didn't have one of these teachers affect me and made me fall in love with falling in love with teaching again. And I admire the people here in this room that are fighting for what they deserve, which is fair pay, fair contract. And I really hope that they get it and continue to inspire students like me that still want to continue teaching future generations, because that's what really matters. We're teaching the future, they're teaching the future, I am the future, we are the future here, the rest of the students in this room. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Carl Lindskoog. I teach history here. This is my 5th year teaching at RVCC. This is my first full-time faculty position since graduate school, and I came here in 2011. Actually had another offer for a tenure track position, and I took this one, and I don't regret it at all. I was so excited when I came here. I've really poured my heart into teaching these students and to contributing to this institution. But I have to tell you that it's been terribly discouraging to be in a contract dispute basically the whole time I've been here. It's good to hear from our senior colleagues that this hasn't always been the way it is, but I don't know if you realize how terrible it is for faculty morale to be constantly in a contract dispute. It's especially discouraging because last year we learned that this college had a more than $1 million surplus, so it doesn't seem like it can really be about the modest contract demands that we're asking for. And I just want you to know that this treatment of faculty isn't sustainable, especially if you hope to retain the junior faculty who are really the future of this institution. Junior faculty like me who are at the bottom of the pay scale also can't afford to go year after year without a pay increase. I've got a 3-year-old son who's around here somewhere. My wife and I had to take on enormous student debt to pay for college and graduate school. We really strain each month to pay our bills. We're a working family. And, you know, I want to give you the doubt and just think that you don't really realize that by resisting every modest demand that we make, you're really alienating your faculty and you're alienating your students, as you can hear. I'm really afraid you're destroying this wonderful institution. All we're asking for is a fair contract. You can afford to give it to us. Actually, you can't afford not to.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Stephen Kaufman. I've been at the college about 38, 39 years, and Debbie Corbett gave me a reference to actually how long I've been here. But as we were waiting for the meeting to begin, the distinguished college attorney came up to me and said, "I like your t-shirt." So this is not an issue of Greeks bearing gifts, but this is his t-shirt. But as I look at the t-shirt, I'm struck by it. These are your words about us. Year after year, decade after decade, these are the words by which you described us as teachers at the institution. And we ought to be compensated as such. I'm at the very tail end of my career here, but I have deep concern for my junior colleagues. My colleagues and our students have spoken very eloquently about the need for a raise, but I just want to echo one other point mentioned by Carl and Debbie. There is the fiscal capital that gets debated, erasers and pencils, but I don't think everybody appreciates the enormous social capital that's being eroded. It's very, very difficult to maintain the morale when consistently over the years things have been presented to us that are essentially at times unfair. And this is another instance of it. So I just want to remind the board that we need a fair contract. People need a living wage.
Sorry about that, Steve.
What's that? Well, I would have had the City of New Orleans by Willie Nelson. So, but in any event, I want to thank you for the time and I appreciate it. Thank you. And if I can give this to the board to give to the attorney, and we have extra t-shirts for each of you. So for those of you that wish to join us in wearing the t-shirts, please do so.
Where's his t-shirt? Where's John's t-shirt?
I'm John Sullivan, chair of the computer science department. I've been on the negotiating team. I lost count after 6 contracts, somewhere between 6 and 9. I'm not sure. But I think you've heard everybody. But I want to stress something else. This is not just about money. This is like, for me, it's piling on. We're increasing workload. That's what bothers me. We're increasing class size. We want to increase online size. We want to increase hours. We want to reduce work rules. Right now, I have 2 minutes per student in my lab. I got students that need a lot more time than that. How does this lead to student success? That's my question. So, to me, this seems like piling on. I've been doing a lot of contracts, and it's just this one's not just about money. You heard what's happening. Salaries are rolling back. We all know that. They know it. You know it. But the pile on, that's over the top. With the workload increase, I increased the class size by 12.5%. And to me, I was thinking of bringing a student over to the president and showing what, some of my great students, that they're not the smartest, they have disabilities, but they're well motivated. And for me, I have to send them to the tutoring center, I have to send them somewhere, because I just can't give them enough time to increase workload. So to me, it's not just about money, it's about increasing workload, class size, work rules, and so on. And I thought I'd be the utility man and clean up here and end with that.
Hi, my name is Jillian Goss and I am a biology major here at RVCC and I am also a member of the Honors College. When I came here I was very, very shy. I had a bit more trouble public speaking, so I really underestimated this place. So I could have gone to Rutgers, I could have gone to Ramapo, but instead I came here. And over these past year and a half, I've had some incredible biology. I've had some incredible science professors. They've really instilled new knowledge of biology that I've never learned in high school, especially Professors Linehan and Briglio. They've all allowed me to speak with them one-on-one. I've been able to get extra help from them that I've never had before. They are truly dedicated, and they deserve a chance. They really do. Like what I learned in Professor Hepburn's Women and Gender Studies class, about equality, I think everyone deserves an equal chance. So I think this definitely applies here too. And this really touches me as a student who has had the most incredible people. And this is my last semester here, and I'm truly going to miss this place. So I would like to leave with these words. Everyone deserves an equal chance. Thank you.
All right, good evening, everyone. I'll try to be brief. My name is Laura Nicholson. I'm the president of Student Government. The Student Government Association has noted that the ongoing contract dispute between the faculty and the Board of Trustees has had a significantly negative impact on the activities and morale of the student body. We urge both parties to come to a resolution as quickly and amicably as possible to reduce the negative consequences that this is having on our college community and to allow us to return our focus back towards our education. Thank you.
Any other comments? If not,
Wait.
Might as well add it.
You better speak up.
Well, you're here now. I have to make sure to impress. Hi, my name's Mike Roden. I've been a student at RVCC for, 6 years now, so like a super senior. I've changed majors a few times, but something I found in every program I've been through in this school is the professors are amazingly hands-on. They regularly take time out of their day to help out. I did a remedial math course this past fall with a professor named Bonnie Brooks, and she would allow us to call her pretty much at any time reasonable to make sure that we understood what was going on. I've had English professors that, even though it's for office hours, they'll meet you at extra times and always make sure that you know what you're doing. It's not fair that they're not making enough to break even. It's not like it's being asked that they have, 6 figures, 7 figures, whatever. They just want to have enough to get by in this economy. And with the amount of work that they do, with the amount they give back to the student body, with the extra lengths they all go to, at least in my experience, that's really not that much to ask for. So I say consider working with them on this one, because it's not really okay.
I'd first like to thank you all for taking the time to come here this evening on a rather challenging day itself, and for the eloquence of your remarks. With that, I will ask for a motion to adjourn the meeting. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very much.
Thank you all.
And now we'll ask that should there be, and the board will take any comments from the public at this time. The board will not respond to comments made, and speakers are limited to 2 minutes.
Anybody else want to talk? No? This will take a lot less than 2 minutes.
Good evening, I'm Bick, Associate Professor of Communication Studies and Vice President of the Faculty Federation. I'm sure that you're relieved by the absence of my colleagues tonight. They're all in the conference center rallying with Dr. Janice Klein at Rutgers University at her presentation entitled Worker Organization in the Age of Uber. There'll be many students and members of the community at the lecture as well. It's over at the conference center, starting I think at 6:30. On the labor relations front, we have failed to make any progress since the last board meeting. In fact, the negotiation teams failed to even meet over the past month. A sustained effort to bring the parties together to talk before mediation just failed to materialize, unfortunately. So this brings us to mediation. Our first session is scheduled for Friday, April 22nd, and I truly hope we can bring this matter to a close. But here's an observation. If possible, provide your negotiating team with a little flexibility. Let them make a decision or two in the conference room. We speak with the team, but typically everything we talk about seems to require board review and approval. This frustrates the process fairly significantly. So again, all I'm saying is that if you allow them a little bit more flexibility in the room, I think it's going to go a long way toward helping us come up with a conclusion that we're all happy with. At this point, however, things are more or less out of our hands, however. We'll just have to see what the mediator has to say. And again, I'd like to thank all of you for what it is that you do here at the school.
Thank you very much. Are there any other comments to be made?